Good morning, everybody. Hey, PJ. What's up, Shane? Oh, look at that beard. Good morning, good morning. Good to see you guys. Hello, Kathy, Stephanie, Tim. Let's get those videos on. Don't be shy. As always, we'll let a few more people jump in and we'll start 9:05 sharp. Lauren. Good morning, good morning. Hey, there we go, Tim. Good to see you. I'm letting more people in. They just keep coming. Let's go. Good morning, Rosa. James. Hello, hello. James, I like that exclamation point. Love it. Dana, welcome. Make sure you get that video on, guys. And while we're doing that, icebreaker question for you. How often do you actually practice or role play, let's say, a listing appointment before you arrive? Or really any appointment, any conversation at all. How often do you role play? Drop it in the chat. I'm curious. Almost, Lauren. I mean, it kind of helps. Actually, it is good to talk out loud. That actually is a real thing, and it actually is good to talk things out loud. But it's not exactly role playing, right? It's more just processing your own thoughts. Kathy says talking to yourself in your head. I wish it counted. Okay, I would be a role play expert, but I think most of us would be, right? Shane, never beyond a bit in your head. That's right. That's right. What about you, James? What about you, Tim? How often do you guys actually role play? Drop it in the chat. I'm curious. Rosa, you too. How often do you role play? Dana, Kathleen. All right, James said none. Tim said none. All right, today's gonna be a great day. Great day. Yeah, you're gonna like this then. Rosa, some. Okay, there we go. Stephanie, just starting real estate. Welcome. You couldn't have come to a better place because we have nothing to sell you. So that's always a breath of fresh air. Everybody who's coming here for a while now knows that to be true. And then we're very intentional, man. I spent a lot of time trying to make these calls really good, very impactful, something you can take away and actually benefit from versus, hey, do this thing and it takes 10 months and it might work, it might not, depends on you. No, I try to give you something every week that you can leave with and immediately go apply and be better off for. So I'm glad you're here, Stephanie. You're in good hands. Kathleen, how often do you role play? Drop it in the chat. That laugh. That laugh. I love it. I love it. Only about one more minute, guys, then we'll get started, by the way. I always try to give people time. You know how it is connecting to Zoom. Oh, Dana, I missed you. I do practice too in my head, mostly, or live on clients. I don't know if it counts as role playing if it's already with the client. I think that's just you're in the thick of it right there. VJ. Oh, you left real estate 10 years ago. So you've come back now. Okay. All right. Welcome back. I'm guessing just some life stuff happened and real estate just wasn't the top priority and now hopefully those things have cleared up and now you're like, "Let's go. I'm back." Yeah, things have changed a bit. I'll tell you what, there's been some changes. A lot of the basics are the same still. That's the good news. You still got to lead gen. Maybe it's the bad news. You still got to lead gen. You still got to do follow up. Let's see, Kathleen. I haven't in a long time other than in this group. All right, it's five after. Let's get started, guys. You know me, do not like to waste time. So this call is for agents who maybe they skip practicing because it always feels like one more thing to do to add to your busy schedule. Anybody relate to that? There's always so much we're supposed to do. It's like those gurus who tell you all the ideal morning routine, and it's like 4 hours long, and you're like, okay, but like I have kids, I have to get to work, I have things to do. I don't have 4 hours. There was a guru who made fun of gurus because he was like, I tried all their routines, and like on average, it took like 2 to 3 hours. And he's like, this is ridiculous. Like, what the heck? Right? Maybe you're just anxious when a listing appointment goes off script because you didn't rehearse. You're not ready for those things. Maybe you just want to feel more confident in the conversations you have. We'll emphasize listing appointments because that's sexy. Everybody likes to talk about getting more listings. But the truth is, what I'm going to show you today can apply to literally any conversation that you're going to have. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. And the good news is, I believe it's free, or if it's not, it's the AI that's $20 a month with OpenAI. Like it's borderline, very, very inexpensive. And I make no referrals or commissions. I wish they had a referral program. Dang, I make a lot of money from that. I've sent a lot of people to to AI. All right, so remember there are four commitments that you're making for being on the call. Video on. Video on. I'm so glad you're here. And just like you can't have video off when you're in person with a client, that video on here. Number two is distractions off. You guys are way too smart. You value your time too much. You would not show up here just to be distracted. No way. Participate. This is going to be an interactive call. We're going to actually do things. Yes, if you're driving, you can keep it off. I want you to be safe, okay? And then my personal favorite and most important one is just go make someone else's day. I'm here blessing you. I don't have anything to sell you. I just know that God gave me a great life in real estate. And part of the ways that I pay that forward with gratitude is to just bless you guys. And that's why I'm here. But I want you to go and bless someone else too. Whether that's even just practicing and actually putting into action what you learn today, because that will have a direct positive impact on your clients. Whether that's sharing it with another agent, a loan officer, right? Maybe you just make a post about it. Just go bless someone. Okay. So I'm curious, how would your confidence change if you knew you already worked through every tough question before you walked into any type of appointment? Not just listing appointments. How about meeting with buyers? How about awkward conversations with counteroffers? Right? How about having to go through inspection reports? A lot of agents actually struggle with that with clients. They struggle handling the overwhelming fear of this massive inspection report and the client's going to back out and blah, 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 blah. And they get tense, right? So, what would change in your confidence? Let me know in the chat. What would change in your confidence if you had worked through pretty much any scenario you could imagine with different personality types too? How would that make you feel? How more confident do you think you would be? Drop it in the chat. Make it interactive for me so I'm not all alone. PJ, that's key. It really is key. Yeah. Yeah. Working through it. I completely agree. I'm seeing people typing. Lauren says everything, 100%. That's right. Tim, completely. Kathleen, definitely more confident. Okay, so you know then that working through this stuff I've got your buy-in. This is probably a good thing to do. Now, this is off script. What are some of the reasons why you haven't done role playing? Why is it not a daily thing that you do every morning, even just 15 minutes? Just drop it in the chat. I'm curious what you'll say. You know, for some people it's scheduling. Well, you know, PJ's busy and it's hard for us to get on the same calendar, right? Or I don't even know anybody who would role play. Or maybe it's I've role played before and to be honest, they weren't that good. They couldn't mimic the personalities, they couldn't handle the objections, right? Lauren, time, still juggling two jobs. Yep, get that. Get that. Kathleen, no one to role play with. Yep. What about you? James, Tim, Martin, if you're there. Actually, I think you were driving, Martin, so never mind. Don't type. Don't type. No one to role play. So it sounds like for most of you, it's I don't have anybody to role play with. And if I do, it's just hard to schedule that. Pretty good summary, right? I think we can all agree there. I'm with you on that, by the way. I think this is only going to be a harder problem to solve because I do believe that I don't want to use the word busier. I think people are more distracted than ever. Okay, let's use that word because I think it's a bit more intentional. I think that people agree. Drop yes or no in the chat if you agree with me. I think people are more distracted than ever because they have more access to distractions than ever. And a lot of them are habitual. We have no idea. They're subconscious, right? Like my wife, like works hard, takes care of the kids, but impulsively, she's working on this, but impulsively, she'll get a quiet moment, pull up her phone, scroll on Facebook. Like we man, us 10 years ago, even that was not a thing. We weren't as nearly impulsive and subconsciously distracted, right? So I'm going to skip ahead to, yes. All right. So I know that some of you have probably gone through this scenario where you have had an awkward conversation. Maybe it's a listing appointment, a buyer appointment. Maybe it's, again, that inspection report. Maybe it's you're doing an offer. Shane and I are going back and forth talking about, uh, dude, I gotta back out of the contract. How's that for an awkward conversation, right? And you've always left feeling like I could have said better. I could have done better, right? I should have said this. I could have said that. Anybody go through that scenarios in their head? Yeah. Give me some nods. All right, we all do it. We all do it. Absolutely. Okay. And I want to help you solve that too today. Okay. That's really what this is emphasized on. This is a special one. I actually didn't plan on doing this one. And I saw this need coming up more and more. So I put this together. So first, I want you to say it with me. For those who are new here, you'll learn real quick. We just say it. Things need to change. Okay. We say this every time. And guess what? They will. And it just starts with a little simple practice. Because here's what happens. Confidence will skyrocket when you rehearse tough questions and objections ahead of time. I think that's an easy one for us to agree with, right? I think we can all agree. I don't have to sell you on that. I could bring in a bunch of statistics, but I think we all are at a place where we know that's true. You know, practice does actually help you do better, okay? AI driven practice actually boosts your sales confidence by 40%. Everybody say 40%. Say it out loud. 40%. Now I want you to see what that really means. So now say this 40% more business. Now, does that number mean something to you? Now, do you feel that number? 40% more business is basically what we just said right there. Okay. And of course, better preparation leads to smoother negotiations, stronger offers, fewer price reductions, just so much of ease. Because when you can articulate, when you are fluent in how to handle these things, everything, not just a better listing appointment, every aspect gets better in the transaction. Okay. So using AI for role play isn't just memorizing a script. That's what we're taught for a long time. This is the evolution of that, right? There is scripts, duh. But scripts make us sound like robots, okay? People feel scripts, and scripts aren't perfectly designed to handle every single objection. What if someone says it's slightly different, right? So it's putting evolving tech to work so you're ready for anything a client throws your way. So now let's just get right into it. Step one. So I'm going to give you a prompt. Misa, do you have it? It should be, you should have the Google Doc link to share with everybody. If not, I'll get it for you. I'm going to give you a prompt. Everybody know what a prompt is? A prompt is a specifically designed sequence of words and actions that you're going to put into ChatGPT. And if you don't know what ChatGPT is, that's a different class. We'll get into that one, okay? You can try it on the free version. So we're going to drop this prompt in the chat for you. It was done with my buddy Tristan Ahmad. He actually inspired me doing this call when I was seeing him do this. And I said, man, I need to do this for you guys. So Misa, if you can drop that prompt in the chat, make sure it's viewable for everybody so they can make their own copies. All right, guys, go check that out. Okay, link is in the chat. I'm giving it to you now. Notice how there's no paywall or anything like that. It should be viewable for you all. If it's not, let me know. All right, this one is specifically designed for listing appointments. You can take this concept and even ask ChatGPT to help you to tweak it to make it available for you to use when it is. Oh, did you make a view for all, Misa? Thank you. You can tweak it to have it do buyer appointments, inspections, but today's is listing appointment, okay? And so you're going to grab this, and then you're going to paste this prompt into an AI chat. I prefer ChatGPT, okay? That's what I would do. That's what I would use, and this is what this was designed for initially. Every AI kind of speaks a little bit differently. Before running the prompt, I want you to update it. And don't worry, I'm going to walk you through this more. I'm just giving you the bullet points, okay? And we record this. It's going to be on YouTube. You can watch this replay again. So you're going to update it with the details about, say, an upcoming listing. You know, the seller's name, home size, stuff that you should know going into a listing appointment, okay? The prompt already tells you the information you should have. So you're basically just going to fill that out. You don't have to do that now. I'm just telling you how to use the prompt, okay? Then you're going to add the seller's personality. Now listen to me when what I just said. You're going to add the seller's personality and or typical objections. Okay? These typical objections could come from past listing appointments, objections you heard from other agents even. Maybe you're newer, right? PJ, you're getting back into it. I'm sure you've forgotten some of the objections over time, right? But you might have heard people talking about objections, interest rates, and selling for top dollar, and things being on the market too long, right? So you're going to add these into the prompt. And again, drop questions if you have them as they're coming through. I'm breezing through this so we have enough time to where I can walk you through actual things, okay? But their personality, this is the one I want you to emphasize on, okay? You guys should be listening for the signs of your personality. If Tim and I are talking, and Tim is short with the way he talks, one-word responses, lots of silence. Do you think me role-playing with someone who's energetic and highly responsive and super positive is going to go well when I meet with Tim in person? No, Tim's not like that. He has his own personality, right? Shane's on my team. Shane is a man of few words. Shane knows Bradley. Bradley is a man of few words. However, we've got Desiree on our team, and Desiree will talk. So we have these different personalities. And if I treat Shane and Bradley the same way I treat Desiree, what do you think's going to happen? They're not going to connect to me. More than likely, I'm just going to overwhelm them, right? Shane, would you agree? First time joining the team, I talked to you in abundance, and over time, it got shorter and more concise. Because that's who you are, man. Right? And that's who your clients are. Each of them have a unique personality. So you're going to actually teach the AI to be like the person you're actually talking to. What if they're rude? Okay? Come on now. We have clients who are rude. Let's be real. People are rude. We still work with them. We have a job to do, just like you would at any other job, right? How about role-playing with an AI that's rude? Most of your role-play partners won't be rude. This is the truth, right? Most of them are still going to be amicable. Why? Because they're human. They know you. They like you, hopefully. So this is why tweaking the personality is important. And that's why I'm emphasizing that point, okay? The more specific you are, the more realistic the AI's responses will be, right? So again, I'm going to say something like, okay, well, Bradley is a man of few words. He does not say much. I might give him big answers or big questions, and he might give me simple yes or no answers. Right? We need that because if that's what you're role play, if that's what you're facing with your client, you need to actually role play that. All right. So remember, drop questions as you have them. I'm breezing through this so we have time. Step two is you're going to role play the conversation. Who would have thought, right? Surprise. Spoiler alert, right? So you're going to let the AI take on the role of your seller and respond just as you would in real life. Now, I want to tell you something. Who here knows what soul is? SOL on ChatGPT. Okay. Soul is the name of the default voice that will actually talk to you in real time on ChatGPT. Okay? That's the default voice. Okay? Um and so Soul, I can share my screen as well. I do want you to see this. Um Let me see. I have a lot of prompts and then I have prompts that are I don't know how to like. Oh, I can probably close my sidebar. I have several different companies, so my prompts are all in one place. So I have to make sure I don't like reveal any sensitive information. So Soul, so you can actually talk to someone in real time. So this isn't someone typing out, right? This is not a chat bot that's just going to have pre-made responses. They can actually have articulation and inflections in their voices. Okay. Trying to think of a good way to do this. Okay, let's see. I'm going to test this out with you guys right here. And I'm going to just tell me if you can hear this. Okay. Hey, Soul, are you there? Oh, I don't think you heard me. Soul, are you there? All right. Can you guys hear that, by the way? Oh, sorry, Soul, not you, not you. I'm talking on a Zoom call showing everybody how you work and how you would be a great real estate role play partner for them.
Oh, got it. That's pretty cool. Well, I'm here to help with any real estate role play scenarios or questions anyone has. So feel free to let me know what you need.
Thanks, Soul. All right, so I just wanted you to see that it was real, okay, and that this is a real thing, and I wanted you to hear it. Did she not sound real? For those who heard it, I don't know how well the speaker picked up for you, okay? So I just wanted you to see that it was real and it works. And so imagine now you teach Soul to speak to you, but in the personality of the person you're trying to convert, right? In the listing appointment. Is that not insane to think about? You can have the real conversation, guys, without it being Shane and I meeting and Shane and I going, oh, okay. And Shane's going to do it in his personality. And he's going to try to sound like the person I'm describing. But let me tell you, if he's not a perfect method actor, it's not going to work great. It's not that it's bad, it's just not going to be optimized. But Soul can remember every detail. I could say, Soul, when I've done this role play for you guys before, actually, in older calls. So some of you have missed it. Lauren might have been there on this one. I've shown you how I've told Soul, hey, when I say my commission, I want you to argue with me on it. And she remembers and then we'll bring it up. Now, Shane might forget. He's great, but he might just forget. Oh, crap. I was supposed to be difficult on the commission arguing thing, right? Soul goes, I'm not sure about that. We're a little bit financially strapped right now, and we're a little nervous. We had another agent that said that they would do it for 1.5%. Is that something that you can accommodate? Because that's where we're at right now financially. And I could make it say, Soul, when you talk about commissions, I want it to be that you're mean about it. I want you to doubt my worth. Play hardball. Like you're in the Wolf of Wall Street. But you know what I can also have Soul do? The opposite side where I get stuck, guys. Hardball, easy. Easy. That's easy. I'm very good with dealing with egos. I before real estate, I was a professional negotiator for corporations. So, and guess what? Most of them are totally ego driven, very Wolf of Wall Street. It is not what I actually struggle with, which is sad stories. Well, my mom just got diagnosed with cancer. Well, my husband just lost his job. Well, listen, I if you go to Starbucks and you say that, what are they going to do? If you go to the hospital, right, you call on EMS, you're still going to get the bill because the services are still provided and there is an agreement. I have a family to provide for. So unless God is telling me in this very specific instance, hey, this family you're going to do charity for, I got to get paid, guys. Can we all agree, even with sad stories, we do actually need to get paid? Or guess what happens? We become the next sad story. I think we can all agree we don't want that vicious cycle of everybody having the worst story. I want to be a positive contributor. That means I earn money and I spend money. I want to be able to pay someone's medical bills, right? I want to be that person. So I know that ego driven, not hard for me. So I can tell Soul, hey, I want you to sound sad. And I want you to bring up concerns that you have from a place of valid real world struggles, losing jobs, right? You just moved to a new place. You have no savings. Your car just broke down recently and you had to get a new one, or maybe you had to spend $5,000 in repairs. Oh, you guys already feel how heavy that is? You need to know how to handle that with grace, but you still have a job to do and you still need to get paid to do your job. Give me a head nod if you agree with that. It's okay if you don't, but can we all agree that generally you need to get paid even when there's sad stories? You owe it to your family. I mean, whose problems are we solving if we just turn someone else's suffering into now suffering on our family? Right? Exactly, Shane. Just like I was saying earlier. I'm not going to become the sad story. I'm going to do a good job. I'm going to make sure that they have the best possible outcome. And I'm going to get paid and take care of my family. Those are real solutions. So that's why I'm again emphasizing this role play and showing you how imperative this is. Okay. And so now you have these conversations. And you know what's so cool is you can even mock walking around the house. Take your phone, do it on your phone, not your computer. Do it on your phone. Okay. Have a headset in or just have the speaker up so it can hear you clearly. And you can go, oh, I see that you did some updates on the bathroom. It looks great. Can you tell me a bit more about those? And Soul will literally be able to make up something. Yeah, we just did this, this, and this. You could literally practice walking around the house. You could have the pictures up on your phone, even, and be like, oh, that's a really nice backyard. Does it ever flood, by the way? Do you ever see anything like that? You can just have the conversations. You can literally be as close as possible to living out this scenario without actually being there. Do you guys know how incredible that actually is? Think about how confident you're going to feel when you've like basically already lived this experience. Amazing. This is why I'm showing you this, right? You can practice going over your comps. Anybody ever get a little nervous when you start talking about prices? Even when you do good research? Anybody ever feel a little like, I'm a little nervous? I'm a little nervous. If I do, I'm going to be honest with you because the markets aren't perfect and comps are never perfect, just to be clear. The other thing too is that even if you do it perfect, articulating it and them understanding it is a very difficult process. Very difficult, right? I have a listing on the market right now. And to explain the difference between a ranch home and a townhome and how you can buy a bigger townhome for the same price several hundred square feet more because ranch homes are almost always commanding a higher price per square foot. They're almost always, especially in where I'm at with this listing, rare, while townhomes are a dime a dozen. But also explaining how square foot, the more square foot you have, it actually drives down the cost of square foot. And so townhomes are actually a terrible example. But guess what my seller looks at? Why did you price it at this when this townhome is 300 square feet bigger and it's only 5 grand more than ours? I look like an idiot, don't I? So I've got to role play. How do I articulate that? So I'm going to go, so you know nothing about real estate. You're my seller. You know nothing about real estate, but you are going to see the exact comps. I can tell Soul the comps as if they were looking at Zillow themselves. And I say, you're going to ask me questions about this townhome that's priced this and how I'm going to explain to you that it makes sense. And remember, you know nothing about real estate. So I've got to make sure it's simple, clean, and easy. You guys follow me? Are we starting to see how powerful this actually is? Okay. All right. So you're going to work through those objections, curveballs, things like that. It's going to be amazing. And this is your safe space. Okay. I don't believe in that term outside in the real world. This is your actual safe space in your office, in your home, alone, working through it, sounding like an idiot. That's an actual safe space. Okay. Okay. And then again, use the voice mode on ChatGPT. Do not type this out. It's not realistic. It's not going to sound right. You need to use the voice mode. I don't know if it's on the free version. It might be. If it's not, it's 20 bucks a month, guys. I would highly encourage you to do it. 20 bucks a month to have a role play partner, not to mention the infinite amount of other things. In fact, in August, we're going to be doing a whole series of how to use AI to build guides for people, videos, like stuff that will just blow your mind. Okay. All right. So the last thing is just reflect and refine. This is what makes it even better. Soul can give you feedback. All right, Soul, role play over. Give me some feedback. Tell me the areas where I sounded like I struggled or wasn't confident. You know what's even crazier? I can ask Soul to go fact check everything I just said. I do that, by the way. I do. So I'll be like, all right, here's the comps that I did for 1106 Halverson. You guys can go fact check me on this too. 1106 Halverson. This is where I priced it. This is where the zip code, like everything. Do you think I was spot on or do you think I had some flaws in there? What questions do you think will come up? Okay, Dana, good to know. So she said it is 15 for the free version. You get 15 minutes a month. That's not much. Um, but for 20 bucks a month, you're going to get significantly more. So I would definitely opt in. And remember, I don't make any money out of this. So it's truly something that actually works. Try alternative phrasings and strategies. Again, it'll help you, right? You know those classes that were taught every now and then about like high I's and high D's and how to talk to them? You guys know what I'm talking about? Right? The disc profiles. There's lots and lots of classes on how to talk to people with these. Do you remember any of those classes? I don't, guys. I've sat in so many, and I'm actually really good at dealing with multiple personalities. Not talking about schizophrenia. No, I'm really good at a wide variety of personalities. But here's the thing: I don't remember all the rules. Soul can just be like, well, with someone like this, you're actually going to want to do this. And I can just role play that instead of like trying to remember this manual of, okay, if it's a high D and they say this, I got to go like this. And then there's a step by step. I could just role play it, right? I could just role play it. I know whether they're quiet or reserved, and Soul will tell me how to properly respond to that. Okay? I hope I'm selling you guys on this because I just want you to win so bad. And if you can work through these objections and just become fluent and articulate, you will dominate. You will convert at such a high level. You will be such a pro. And that's why I firmly believe that you should be doing this every day for 15 minutes a day. Every day, just talk to Soul. Good morning, Soul. Listen, give me some objections I need to work through this morning. Here's what happened yesterday. I had a client, and they didn't want to do a price reduction. Um, their name is Lauren. They're really nice and they're really friendly, but they're just not wanting to drop the price. They keep saying, "Well, let's just wait it out. We're not in a rush to move." I need to role play through this and help them to see that waiting will hurt them in the long run. Help me role play through that. Okay, Robert, let's role play through it. You see what I'm saying? And now I'm actually better off versus hoping the next time I talk to Lauren, I magically figure it out. Because if we're being honest, isn't that what we do? Well, okay, I talked to Lauren. It kind of went okay, but we haven't made a resolution, right? There's no solution yet. We haven't made an agreement yet, which means I'm going to have to talk to Lauren again, which means all I'm doing is hoping and praying that somehow magically the words will come out better and I'll explain better. Okay. James, I will answer that question. Great question. In just a second. All right. So, again, I would actually do this every day. If you listen to the best ISAs, the best teams, the best top producers that are talking to people consistently, it's because they do it every single day, right? Are you guys professionals at real estate? Because in any other pro league, what do they do every day? They train. They train. Why do we think we're exempt from that? Are we not pros? So then why don't we train like one? Maybe we're not pros. Maybe we're amateurs wearing a pro's uniform because we certainly don't have the habits of pros. It doesn't matter how many home runs they hit and how many gores. Let me give me Ronaldo. Ronaldo, right? One of the best players of all time in soccer. Guess what? He still shows up to practice. Tom Brady, one of the best quarterbacks of all time. Guess what? He still shows up to practice and he does the drills that are tedious and annoying that he has done a million times. Why do we think we're different? Where does that come from? Guys, let's win more. I want each of you to win the Super Bowl of your career. And it's going to come from these practice sessions. So, a couple quick notes. Treat AI roleplay as a practice partner just to sharpen your skills, but it's not a script to memorize or recite, right? That's important. Okay. So, what you can do is I've given you guys tons of scripts over time. You can go check them out. They're great scripts, but of course, it needs to sound like you. So, you can actually feed that to Soul and say, listen, this is the script, but I want to role play through it. And then again, all the details, right? I gave you the prompt from Tristan. I would absolutely use that prompt just for you to get started, okay? Just for you to get started. Customize the prompt with real world details, right? The more specific you are, the better for the home and for their personality, okay? It's amazing, okay? Practice in short, regular sessions daily, right? Just do it every day. 15 minutes. Warm yourself up before you start talking to people. It's amazing, okay? Um, just like anything else, consistent reps is what builds the muscle, right? It's not every now and then just doing one random power lift. What happens when we do that? We break our backs. Yeah, pain, injury, right? It's the everyday consistency that builds the strength. Okay. Throw in curveballs. Remember, you can just use it. Think of AI. It's just an unlimited resource, meaning you can be like, what are some objections I didn't think of, Soul? Right? What are some objections I didn't think of? Let's role play those, right? You no longer have to be the end all be all. Soul can help you out. Okay. I was thinking about going to a breakout room, but real quick, I want to do questions now before because I was going to have you go in and customize the prompt and kind of run through it. But I want to give you a chance to ask questions now before I throw you into it because I know for some of you this is brand new. So drop questions in the chat. I'm going to answer some of them right now. Okay. And then if you want, we can either go through the prompt together and kind of like how to edit it and go through that. I can show you some more details. I'm going to give you this time now that we've kind of covered the basics. Okay. James, how do you activate Soul in ChatGPT? It's very simple. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring up ChatGPT, close my sidebar so you guys don't see anything. And I'm going to share my screen again, and I will show you exactly how it looks. Okay, everybody see this? See it nice and clear? Am I sharing my screen? Yes, okay. So um, there's different models that you'll want to use. You can just use 4.0 right up here. This is just kind of like your best use case scenario. It's optimized, okay? So you can use 4.0. This is voice dictate. So this is just if you want it to hear something and put it down in text to send. And then this is voice mode. And when you click voice mode, right, and microphone is in use on Zoom, so it's not going to let me do that. But this is where it would start to talk, right? Oh, it might be picking it up right now. I don't know. Oh, no, it's going through my other headset. I was like, okay. And then as you talk to it, um, what it says and what you says will create a chat. So you'll have a log of everything you said and did. Okay. So hopefully that answered your question. Where do we get all the recordings? So if you go to, I'm going to stop sharing my screen again. I'll just show you, I'm going to drop you a link of where to just go get everything from me. It's all free. Let's see. You are welcome to subscribe so you don't miss out. All right. And then boom, here you go. So if you subscribe to that, and then that exact one has like all the previous classes that I've done for you, all free. Check them out. They are killer. Um, absolutely killer. So yeah. Okay, so who has some more questions about the AI and stuff like that? Or maybe the prompt itself? And if you need to unmute, just raise your hand and I'm happy to unmute, but you have to have your video on. I don't unmute people who don't have video on. It's just kind of like a security thing. If I can't see you and that you're a real person, yeah. I'm excited. Sonny, I know you work a lot with for sale by owners. Have you tested out using a role play partner like this to work through the for sale by owners? I'm gonna unmute you actually because I'm curious. I want to hear from you. So talk to me a little
I'm
bit.
yeah, I've role played, but never with Chat GPT. So I'll have to do this for sure.
Yeah. I mean, with all the different things too that you do with them, I remember when we were
Hmm.
talking at PowerCon and you're like, well, here's a new idea I have. I mean,
Yeah,
just being able to take that idea and say, here's my idea. What kind of
yeah,
objections do you think I'm going to get with this? What kind of
right.
right hesitations? Is that not so powerful?
Yeah, that's great.
Right?
Once you find out those objections, you could always add them into your arsenal and just tell them, make a list for me here. This is another one. Yeah,
Exactly. It's so powerful, guys. I'm excited, Sonny. Let me know when you start using it because I just want to see how when you're role playing. Um,
yeah,
yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
awesome, man.
Denise, show one more time. Yes, happy to show one more time. So again, when you actually create your ChatGPT account, it'll look like this. When you log in, you'll have a sidebar. I have them closed because I have sensitive information in there. Um, and then it's this little button right down here. Use voice mode. And the icon is the same if you're on mobile as well. So same icon. You'll tap it, and when you do, it'll come up. It'll actually usually have like a blue icon or something. It'll be waiting for you. Can't hear me right now, but it'll be waiting for you to talk to it. And then it'll come up like that. But again, it's not connected to my speaker because it's using on Zoom. Okay. All right. So, who's got some more questions for me regarding like the prompt, the AI, how to use it, um, or even if you guys have anything that you've seen that you're like, dude, I'm gonna use it for this. I'd love to know how you're gonna use it. Oh, I saw a hand up. Whose hand up is it? James. Okay, let me unmute you. Where'd you go? Oh no, where you went? Hold on. Oh, there you are. It moved you to the top. All right. I'm gonna ask you to unmute. There we go. What's up, James?
Okay, quick question for you. What's the difference between um Chat GPT, Claude, Gemini, Black Box, Mantis, blah blah blah? I mean, there's so many AIs, and I'm not sure which one to use. Even Google would Bard, BARD dot Google.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
what's
Well, they
the
got rid of Bard. Now it's Gemini.
okay,
The
Gemini,
name
but
wasn't testing well, but it's same difference, same difference. Yeah. So this is
right.
a great question. I'm gonna teach you guys a secret right now. Ask ChatGPT. I'm not even kidding. Okay, right?
Okay.
So
All
like,
right.
I want to role play as a real estate agent for. Normally, I would just talk to it. By the way, much faster, much more efficient. Um, for listing appointments. Which AI platform, Claude, GPT, etc., is best for live? This is a live voice mode role play. Okay, right? Real time natural sounding is important, right? So that's why I emphasized live, right? Best overall. Now, if you think, well, you're asking ChatGPT, of course it's going to say that. No, it has at times recommended Claude to me. It's like, for this, Claude is much better. For this, Gemini's better, right? So it absolutely does, right? And then it gives you a runner up, right? And we'll give you more into it. Then look at it. It does even deeper breakdown. So, okay, I have Gemini. Oh, there's not real time, so you really can't role play with it, right? Meta AI, again, no real time. There's character AI, that's one. Yep, replica. There's a couple others, but those ones you don't need to pay for. GPT or Claude is going to be great, and right there it gave you why. Then it even gave you a prompt to start, but again, I gave you an even better prompt with more details, so to get really specific. Okay, make sense? And guys, I teach this all the time. Use GPT or just use AI in general to make your life easier. And let me give you an example. Like you went to Home Depot. You talked to someone at Home Depot, maybe you exchanged information, right? Kathleen and she was there. She's about to remodel her bathroom and she's a lead now. I got her phone number or email or something, okay? I'm gonna go the moment I get in, moment I separate from Kathleen, wherever she's going. I'm gonna pull up my phone. I'm gonna use dictate to talk to it on ChatGPT. And I'm gonna say, "Hey, I just talked to this woman named Kathleen Shepard at Home Depot. She was buying something because she's remodeling her bathroom. Here's her information. Here's what we talked about. What should I follow up with her about? When should I follow up with her? I don't have to remember anymore. How many of you remember the little details about your clients? I don't. I have too many clients. There's too many leads. Okay? I just don't remember it all. I want to. But now they're going to be like, oh, well, actually, what you could do is you could follow up with Kathleen about this very specific, relevant thing to her. Yes, because now she'll actually want to respond to me instead of, hey, Kathleen, just checking in. How does that work? Terrible. Nobody likes that because they know you're just doing it because you have to. Hey, Kathleen, tell me a little bit more about you were picking out the faucets. Which one did you end up going with? Chrome? Something, anything, right? ChatGPT will help you. James, what you got? I'm gonna unmute you again. Got you, brother.
Hey, I noticed that in the Chat GPT upper left corner where it
Mm-hmm.
has 4.0 and those other um I guess versions, how do you know which one to select?
So one right here, it just told you when you ask it. 4.0 is what it suggests, right? But there's also little explainers that tell you a
Okay.
little bit more, and you can even just ask. Break down the different versions of ChatGPT for me in simple words and their use cases. Again, I don't even worry about spelling well. I normally just talk to it.
Sure.
And one thing you're going to learn, I'm just going to let you know a little bit. ChatGPT knows the actual technical names of its different models, so you will get confused. There is no 3.5 from the outside perspective. It's just 4.0.
Gotcha. Okay.
It knows that, right? You probably don't know what GPT-4 Turbo is. That's 4.0. Okay. Um, or no, sorry, that's not 4.0. That is a expedited version of 4.0 that they're retiring, and then there's actual 4.0. So you will get confused when you ask about the different models. So it would just be better to just stick with 4.0 unless you're processing something with data, and then you can use literally anything that says advanced reasoning. And again, most of this is not going to be relevant to you. For almost 99% of all things you're going to do, 4.0 is going to be fine. It'll be more than fine. It'll be great. And in fact, 5 is coming out, I believe, in August sometime. Might be a little later. Okay. So, yeah, just basically the simple is use 4.0 for most of the time. Okay. So, again, guys, right? So I went and now I know how to follow up with Kathleen. And then what's crazy, I don't know if you can do this yet. Okay. And this is just me having fun teaching you cool things. I don't know if even the $20 plan, so I pay $200 a month for the pro plan of ChatGPT. You guys do not need that, just to be clear. But they have things called agents. And so agents can actually set up their own desktop and do tasks for you. And so I could send it, like, for instance, I was working on a financial report for one of my companies. I sent it all my information about that company, and I said, go create an Excel sheet with a projected timeline over 36 months, and here's the details to use it from. Make sure it's data backed and industry standard. And it went and did it by itself while I went and did other things. And the reason why I'm telling you this is that I do so much. If you, some of you know me well enough to know how much I do. I do an extraordinary amount. But if you asked how much time I actually have to do to be successful at real estate, it's probably less than most of you, despite that I make more than most of you. How I spend my time is so optimized. I'm so much more efficient. Now, this goes back to the role play of the call. If I am better at having conversations than you guys, I will have to have less conversations to get paid. I will get paid more. People will not have reduced commissions as much. All of these things lead to it. This is what I'm trying to teach you. Go role play every day for 15 minutes, and even in just 1 week, you will not recognize yourself. You can use this. How many of you are married? Married. You guys have fought with your spouse before. Oftentimes, you fought and you didn't even mean to. You said it the wrong way. You didn't mean to. But I'd like to think you guys know your spouses pretty well and their personalities. Imagine you went and role played the struggle you're having and you wanted to present it in a respectful way. This is what I'm trying to teach you. Just get better. The tool is right there. And every aspect of your conversations will just get better in life because you're role playing it. You're actually practicing. You're becoming a pro. Okay. Any more questions or anything like that? And also, just give me some feedback. Was this helpful? Was this something that you feel would be useful in your daily business, in your daily life? Right away, too. Not even like, oh, yeah, maybe 10 months down the line. No, no, I want to know, like, right away, is this something you can take and use? Okay, because that's what I'm trying to hook you up with. So, Misa, go ahead and drop the prompt one more time. Drop the prompt one more time in the chat, and then the YouTube link in the chat that I did earlier so everybody can take it. Sonny, is ChatGPT a good CPA? So, listen, you should get second opinions even on good CPAs. You should get second opinions even on good doctors. So think of ChatGPT as one, it'll help you prep. So, for instance, my wife gets nervous. She's gotten a lot better, but she gets nervous talking to doctors. She's had health problems. She's gotten exhausted, but she's also used to people not listening to her. Anybody relate to that? Doctors who just aren't listening to what you're saying and they're just trying to put you on meds, right? So she could use this to work through her struggles to create a list that she then just gives the doctor, right? So, CPA question, right? Absolutely, you can use this to get yourself in a good position. It needs enough information. You'll use the advanced reasoning for that because there's numbers, charts, spreadsheets, things like that. But I would bring that to a CPA and then say where you're at. And then what's crazy is that you can turn around, CPA disagrees, has different opinions. You can feed that information into it to get a second opinion. Well, I said this one, right? He said this, right? So you can role play through that. And you can even say, do you think the CPA is right? Or do you think I should get another opinion? I have used ChatGPT for so many things, guys, it will blow your mind. So now I'm trying to blow your mind, right? With how you can use it. So definitely do the role plays, 15 minutes every day, role play through every major big conversation you have coming up. You got an inspection report coming for a client that you know ain't going to be great. You have a hard conversation coming up about an offer that didn't get accepted and they just, man, they wanted that house, right? Maybe you want to learn how to role play negotiating an offer better. Just practice through it. Work through those objections. What, you think that Sonny's the listing agent, I'm the buyer agent, and I need another $5,000 from Sonny, and otherwise the deal's dead. My clients can't get it. I could just role play saying, "Hey, this is the agent on the other side. Here's the situation. Help me to sound authentic, sincere, without revealing too much information that puts my client in a bad position, and shows the positive side for Sonny and his clients." Let's role play through it. Make sure you have hard objections because Sonny's going to be defending his clients. He's going to be looking out. He doesn't want them to give $5,000 unless it's worth it. Let's role play through it. You guys see this? Right? You see what I'm saying? I do this all the time, and that's why I'm better at it than most. Not because I'm special. Guys, I'm not a super genius. I'm not smart. Okay? I'm willing to practice to be a pro. That's it. I'm willing to practice. When I was in Canada, there was a bunch of agents. We had a booth for Epic because we were opened up in Canada. And you have all these agents walking by, okay? And they're like, well, we gotta talk to people, so we'll just hand them business cards, right? And I was like, well, that's not going to work because that's no. What do people do with business cards? They throw them away, right? So here's what I did, right? Let's just say James was walking by. Everybody else is just throwing business cards at him. And he's like, okay, calm down, people. Okay. Right? I walked up to James. Bold, right? But I had to get him to stop. I can't just throw a business card at him. It's just not going to work. Right? And I said, James, what's one thing you love about your brokerage right now? And he's like, oh, a real question. Right? Like, real question. Well, I like that they have a transaction coordinator who handles a lot of the compliance for me. Awesome. Tell me, what's one thing you're struggling in your business or trying to solve in your business right now? And this is a real story, by the way. It was a girl that said this, but right? I'm just pretending it's James. He goes, well, I just had this objection for a client. I said, let's role play right now. Right now. And I gave her the solution live in person. I role played through the scenario with her live. Who do you think out of everybody in that conference built the most trust with her? Duh, of course me, because I solved a real problem. Go role play. Rania, is there a tryout and free cancellation? It's month to month. So I don't think there's any pro rating or anything like that. I would try out the free version for 15 minutes and use it up today. Just prove to yourself you're going to do it and then spend the $20 to have a whole month of it. You will make infinitely more money just doing role play 15 minutes a day and working through this. Just using ChatGPT to help you remember the things that you did during the day, how you should follow up, Even follow-up suggestions. Hey, I'm tired of sending just checking in messages. Here's what I know about my leads. What can I send them? What can I say? What can I do? Right? In August, guys, we're going to wrap it up now. In August, we are coming out with a whole series. Not next week. Next week, we're going to do the worst of series, which we enjoy. Following that, we're going to probably do 3 weeks in a row where we'll show you different AI things you can do, like having AI build a guide that you can give to people to open up conversations to show you're an authority. Um, how to make videos that actually get you listing appointments and buyer appointments. And then the big one that some of you saw that we did live briefly, we're going to do a more expanded version, is building your own AI app to give to clients. And that sounds insane, but I believe, Lauren, were you there? Kathleen, were you there? I don't remember. Where we showed you that in 10 to 15 minutes, we built an app that showed people how to optimize the value of their home, and it was live and people used it. That's how advanced AI is. So imagine you could build that and have that tool to give away to clients. Talk about a lead magnet. So we're going to be doing a whole series in August. So definitely check that out. Any last questions, guys? Or you excited? I want to hear role plays. Get into our Facebook group, the Agent Alliance, and tell me how the role plays are going. Tell me some of the funny things that happen too. AI isn't perfect, just like people. Sometimes you're going to see quirky, silly things that happen. Sometimes AI has what's called hallucinations, where it'll just like, yeah, it'll like spit a fact that's not a fact. That's why you always fact check, right? It doesn't do it often, but sometimes it does. Just like people, though I think people do it way more. All right, guys. Well, listen, if you're good, then just have a blessed day. Go crush it. I'm very excited. I hope that you role play all the time now, all the time, and send those in the Facebook group so we can check them out. All right. See you guys.